All right, welcome to the Ancoro Collective podcast. I'm super excited to have Martin Kier here with Brand Buddy, runs some advertising campaigns for a lot of businesses in the Denver area, maybe even beyond that. But excited to chat with you, Martin. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to talk more.
Yeah, man. So congrats. I heard you just got a new space in Arvada and just kind of moved in. Tell me a little bit about, I guess, what you've been up to.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just been kind of like, moving furniture in and getting used to the place. And meanwhile, just doing a lot of catch-up work and making sure business is running as smoothly as usual. So,
That's awesome, man. Well,
yeah,
one thing that I want to kind of just chat about how I met you. It's funny, I'm in a lot of little Facebook communities and groups, and it seems like every time somebody says, "Hey, I need help with my business," or "I need some advertising help," everybody's like, "You got to go hit up Martin over at Brand
yeah,
Buddy." And so I'm like, "Who is this guy? I need to reach out to him and see what he's all about because he's clearly doing some good for people."
yeah. No, absolutely. There's a lot of raving customers and kind of raving affiliates out there, and yeah, I really appreciate everything that they have to say. And yeah, we're just trying to provide as much value with our current skill set, and really just help businesses as much as possible with our services.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, tell me the name of your company is Brand Buddy. So it's not just advertising that you all do. What? Tell me a little bit about, I guess, your company and what people can expect when they work with you.
Yeah, for sure. Brand Buddy was founded probably about 3 years ago. That's when like the first kind of business documents were formed. Really kind of didn't do much with it until June of last year when we really started picking up steam as we kind of joined more networking groups and started practicing what we preach essentially. So yeah, the services that we offer for a lot of small to medium sized businesses are digital marketing focused. So we've got Google ads, Facebook ads, posting, web design, SEO, and email marketing. So we're trying to be kind of like a cumulative one-stop shop here as much as we can, and just kind of again maximize the dollar for the client.
Right, dude. I hear you. I started out in just the video production world about 10 years ago, and it seems like through the years, all of our customers were like, "Great, we got this cool video now. What do we do with it? How do we get traffic to it? How do
Yeah,
we eyeballs on it?" Like, really stretching that return for their investment. And I think, I was always the rewind 5 years ago, kind of like, "Oh, nobody clicks on ads. Nobody uses that. Advertising is such a waste of money," was kind of my thought. And then
hmm,
rewind like just 6 months ago, my wife started a new business her own, running her own salon. And I'm like, I've been learning a lot about advertising lately. I'm like, I'm just gonna get my feet wet. Jumped in, started running some Facebook ads, and dude, she's like making more money in the 1 month that she was open than it's like you look at the how 1 year, it's like exponential growth in just 1 month. So I think
yeah.
that advertising definitely works when you know how to do it. And I know there's a lot of optimization tweaks that a guru like you probably could help a guy like me, because
Oh yeah,
you
no,
just kind of stumble your way through it and
absolutely.
hope for the best.
Yeah, and it is kind of funny. A random trend that we're kind of picking up on is with our salon and kind of beauty care and skincare clients. You'd think it's kind of like a red ocean, but for whatever reason, on Facebook ads, it's like super, effective for those types of businesses. So, not exactly sure why yet, but
That's amazing. Well, just so we could talk a little bit about, I guess the way that I've been doing it was just because it's all about relationship, right? Like, I hate when
mhm.
I see an ad that's just like right out of the gate, like, buy my service, it's like that.
Yeah,
There's a disconnect there sometimes. And so for her, I just did like a messaging campaign. And the goal was like,
yeah,
let's just start a conversation. Like, here's a pretty picture. Do you like my work? And let's just have a conversation. Like, where have you
yep.
been burned? How can I help you? And like, build that relationship, and then they're interested in working with you. So I don't know if that's kind of a similar strategy you've used, or what are you doing for the salon businesses?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly the same thing. Kind of that messaging campaign objective. But yeah, no, that's exactly right. Sometimes we'll run promotions or deals to kind of catch people's eyes, but otherwise, yeah, just getting that relationship started, kind of going at it with like, what kind of questions do you have? It's a good route. It's a good
Yeah.
route. For for other clients, setting up some kind of funnel, that's always a huge help too. And just kind of setting up ads appropriately, that's always a must. So yeah.
Yeah, man. My good buddy up in Canada, Curran Neowan, he coined the term ROC, return on conversation. It's like,
Nice.
let's just do, and I think he coined it. It may be floating around there anyway. I don't know, but and then ROL, return on life. Like, let's have returns on just doing life together. Like that seems like a better strategy than focusing on the money.
Right. Absolutely. And that's kind of one of those things where it's like, I think a lot of business owners, they do focus on kind of short-term return. And it's like, I don't blame them. We're all kind of human, but there's a lot of value and a lot of positive impact that a business can make. And sometimes people realize it, other times people don't.
Yeah. Dude, what if, looking back over the last 12 months, was there like a roadblock that you guys were able to like kind of conquer and overcome? And what was that story like?
Yeah, so probably in terms of roadblocks, it's, just kind of getting acquainted with like Facebook Ads Manager and, figuring out how to set up pixels and everything and making sure that it's not double counting. There's a lot of issues with that where, people will install codes multiple times on the website. But yeah, I mean, even having like a degree from CU Boulder and understanding, the strategies behind digital marketing, getting into the weeds and like, actually producing value for a business, that's a tough thing to accomplish. It's a lot easier said than done. So
yeah, well, you definitely are making some waves, that's for sure.
Thanks.
I love this question. Curran likes to ask this often, and I'll try and say it the same way he does. It's if tomorrow morning everybody woke up, the entire world, the nation, whatever, they opened their eyes and they saw one billboard for you had the opportunity to broadcast whatever message that you wanted on that billboard, what would that message be for you?
Oh man, dude, there's this quote that I absolutely love and it always sticks in my mind, and it's work hard, be nice, and amazing things will happen.
Come on, I love
From Conan
that.
O'Brien.
Who was it?
Conan O'Brien.
Oh, Conan O'Brien. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the late night show host, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're like, if that's the one. What's your favorite type of client to work with? Like, what makes your heart kind of pumping? And when you get that message in your email, you're like, yeah, I'm an absolute yes for that category.
Yeah, my heart definitely lies with the e-commerce businesses, people who are trying to sell stuff online. I mean, I think the reason why I align so much with that is due to the fact that I did a ton of e-commerce experimentation since I've been, 13. Like that was one of my first businesses that I launched. It was a jewelry business, and just did a lot of experimentations all through middle school and high school. And yeah, so a lot of sympathy with people who are selling products online.
Well, man, I know a girl just off the top of my head I can introduce you to, because I think she, COVID obviously moved a lot of businesses towards the online space. And she's, I was like, I feel like the Facebook shops, is that like an easy solution because it's already on their Facebook page? You can already tie that into Facebook advertising and that kind of stuff. That's what I told her. I was like, just try and figure out Facebook shops. I feel like that's your easiest gateway into like selling some of your products online. What would you say for that person that's just trying to start out in the e-commerce space?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for people who are just starting out with e-commerce, like definitely go Shopify and just pick like a really simple theme. I know that there's tons of different video tutorials online that show you how to set that up. The reason why is that it just integrates really nicely with Facebook. But yeah, I mean, setting up your shop and kind of getting your catalog set up on Facebook is another option. It's very, very useful for advertising and integrates really well. So that's kind of my little tip there for.
Would you say Shopify is much easier than Facebook shops? Like if they chose between the two, you're saying move towards Shopify, that's probably where to start?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the ideal scenario, just because you're kind of maximizing your effort because you can kind of start to get a little bit of SEO traction there. And, it's just easier to kind of set up your pages and not really run into any kind of Facebook glitches that it has. It has some rough edges, so.
Yeah. Well, dude, the last thing I want to leave off with before we kind of hang up for today is, the name of your company's Brand Buddy. And so one thing that, Ancora Collective is all about is really starting with the identity and the core of your business before advertising a product, before making a video of a product, before building a website of a product, really making sure like the identity is kind of figured out. And so tell me a little bit about the importance of brand, and just that general scope of when you're having those conversations with your clients and customers.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, brand has kind of become one of those things where it's like, it's just seamlessly integrated into the stuff that we do, because we want to make sure that it's all consistent across all platforms so people can find you easily and recognize your logo, recognize your communication, just making sure that that is consistent enough to where a customer can go to your brand and know what to expect each time. So that's kind of, the importance of brand essentially
Yeah,
with all of our
absolutely.
services.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for jamming with me. And where's the best way that people can find you and connect with you? Do you have a favorite platform?
Yeah, I mean, Facebook is definitely a good one for me. You can just type in Brand Buddy LLC and we'll be there. Instagram is fine too, just at Brand Buddy LLC. And the website too. Definitely give that a try, and it's brandbuddyllc.com.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for the time, and we'll catch up soon.
Awesome, thanks.
Thanks.